Hey everybody, Joe Scott here, and today I used way too much product in my hair. Crunchy. Now, for those who follow, maybe get my microphone closer. For those who follow my main channel, you're probably aware that I have been doing a little bit of a shorts experiment on the channel this last month. Basically, I've been posting shorts every day in the month of September just to test it out, just to see what was going on. And this video is it's for the audience of my subscribers. It's also for the audience of other creators that I'm going to be sharing this with, and some people at YouTube even. It's a little bit of a feedback on how this experiment went. It was enlightening. I learned some things, and I just wanted to make a video to share that with people. So the first question to answer here, and I know that many people are already asking this because I've been getting this question quite a bit, is why do this in the first place? And the simple answer is the channel has really been struggling this year. I know I'm not alone. I've talked to many other creators that it just kind of feels like the algorithm has just made a huge shift all of a sudden. And I can't speak for everybody else, but for me personally, it was like in January of this year, like in 2022, it's like everything changed. All my numbers just went downhill immediately. And this was also about the same time that they were firing up shorts. And again, I've been to conferences, I've been to events and stuff. I've met people who actually work at YouTube. And all I ever hear anymore is that shorts is kind of where discovery is now. So the algorithm does many different things. One part of the algorithm is discovery. And that's basically people seeing your channel for the first time and finding a video of yours and going and checking it out. That's basically reflected in your subscriber count. If the number of new subscribers goes down, that means you're not performing as well in discovery. And the number of my subscribers this year has just absolutely plummeted. And when I say this, every once in a while, I'll get a comment from somebody that's like, why does everything have to grow all the time? Why can't you just kind of be happy with what you have? I'll make it clear real quick. It's not that my subscriber numbers are going down. My channel is not contracting. It is still growing, but it's growing at a much slower rate than it used to. And I know that triggers some people to say, like, why does everything have to grow all the time? Why limitless growth? Why capitalism or whatever? And I'll explain to you why. It's because this is a business. This is something that I pay a bunch of people now to help keep this thing going. I want it to grow. I want to do bigger and better things. And it's never a good feeling when it looks like everything is dying on the vine. So just to give you an idea of exactly how much things have changed in this year, a handy little analytics look here. So this is going up through the end of 2021. You can't see my arrow up there, but this is from the beginning of January 2015 to the end of 2021. And as you can see, this is the subscriber number. So it's kind of flatlined over the last 3 years, but it's been steady at about 329,000 or so. Those are the subscriber growth. I had a huge year on 2017, but same thing with views. You can take a look at views here. Actually, the views have trended up this whole time until the end of 2021, so that's all been good. So let's take a look at what happened this year when I add 2022 to the mix. So I'll go to September 30th of 2022. And you can see what has happened here. Now, of course, this is only 3/4 of 2022. It's not the entire year, but so last year's views, when you take a look at it, it's like 72 million. It's at about 35 million right now. It should be at about 54 million. If I was doing 75%, 3/4 of last, if it was trending the same as last year's views, it would be at about 54 million. Instead, we're looking at about 35 million. Now, 35 million is nothing to sneeze at, but it's a drop of 35% on the views from last year. Subscribers, however, is an even bigger drop. Only 107,000. It's been around 330, a little bit. Yeah, about around 330 the last 3 years in a row. And this year it's dropped down to 107. If it was trending along the same as last year, it should be at 246,000. but instead it is 107. That is a drop of 56% on subscribers. Thankfully, the revenue has not dropped at quite the same rate as the other two. It is down 23% though. So, I mean, something changed this year. Something changed drastically that caused my numbers to just plummet. And the thing that I keep coming back to and that I keep hearing from everybody is that shorts have just kind of taken over. YouTube has just doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on shorts. And a lot of the discovery part of the algorithm has been going to shorts. So if you really want to play on YouTube these days, you got to engage in the shorts game. So I've been resisting doing the shorts for a long time. I don't really enjoy them personally. I'm not really even a big fan of TikTok for that matter. And frankly, I feel like the shorts on YouTube are kind of just shitty TikTok. I'm sorry, but it doesn't have the same functionality that TikTok does. And it's just a form factor that doesn't quite fit into what YouTube normally does. There's nothing new about this, by the way. I've been doing this for a while. As you can see, I've been doing it for like 7 or 8 years now. YouTube always seems to be chasing some other social media. They always want to make sure that they're not going to be usurped by something else. And to be fair, that's worked for them so far. I mean, YouTube has had some pretty substantial staying power in terms of social media. A lot of social media has come and gone, and YouTube is still like way up there at the top. So can't really argue with that. You know, when it comes down to it, platforms change over time, and you have to be able to change with it. You know, nobody wants to be Blockbuster. Nobody wants to be the company or the person that just refused to, adapt with the situation and then just fall apart. And so, as much as I did not want to engage in shorts, it finally came down to the point where I was like, okay, I need to at least look into this and see if there's a way that I can kind of fold this into my already existing, machinery of putting out this channel and see if it's worth doing. And it made sense because it was kind of something that I was already doing. Probably since about fall of last year, I've been posting clips of videos on TikTok. And the reason, I'll just come right out and say it, the reason why I started doing that is because TikTok was paying me to do it. They, I don't know if they're even still doing this anymore, but for a few months there, they were doing this push to kind of get more educational creators on their platform. So they were reaching out to various educational creators and saying, hey, we'll just pay you to post on here. So that was going on for a while. And turns out I can be bought. So what we started doing was we were including it as part of our process, was just like we make our videos on YouTube, and then I would have an editor come through and clip out certain parts of the videos that were TikTok worthy, that were kind of standalone and could kind of hold their own, by themselves, and post those to TikTok. We've been doing that really for almost a year now. We've been doing that. So I have a whole library of shorts content that could be used as shorts that's repurposed from videos. And since I've already posted them on TikTok, I could very easily just say, hey, why don't I take the top performing videos that I've posted on TikTok and repurpose them as shorts? So that's what we did. We went through, we took the top 30 best performing TikToks that were under a minute. TikToks can go up to 3 minutes. Shorts still have to be under a minute. So we found the ones that were under a minute, that were the top performing, the top 30 of those, and we just scheduled them out for the month of September. And I honestly didn't know how this would play out with my audience. I've expressed my disdain for shorts. And so I know that a lot of people in my audience feel the same way. I've heard responses from people on that. So what I actually did was I posted a post in the community tab. Now, I know that a large majority of people on the channel don't look at the community tab. I've actually heard some people say that like the community tab is a good tool, but it's not the best place for feedback because those are like kind of the diehard fans, and you're going to get a very skewed opinion from that. But still, it was a place to kind of post it and kind of put somewhere out there that, hey, I'm going to be doing this, just so you know, it's going to be lasting a month. Actually, I'll show you what I posted here. So yeah, I basically explained what's going to be going on. Then I'm going to be doing this for a month. Just kind of like bear with me. If you don't like them, don't watch them. If you do like them, congrats, you got more content. And as you can see in very all caps right here, I said this will not replace the usual content on this channel. Do you think people saw that? They didn't. I just have to comment on this real quick. It's very funny to me how binary people are. that it's either all one thing or it's all something else. And as I started posting shorts, I got so many comments from people that were like, "Oh God, you're just doing shorts now." And it's like, no, I'm still doing my regular stuff. I got all these people that were mad at me that I'm not making my regular content. And I was like, I'm still making it. It's still coming out on its regular schedule. There's just this other stuff mixed in as well. Some of that I'll get to in a minute because that has something to do with the layout that YouTube does for this, but I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, honestly, most of the responses to this were incredibly positive and supportive, which I do appreciate. This person says, "You've nurtured a community as down to earth as you are. Any hate you get from this is going to be from a very small group of sewer dwellers that don't represent us." I got a lot like this where they say, "I don't hate them. I just don't care about it. Whatever makes people discover you more easily while not disrupting your regular content is a win in my book." You know, this guy here says, "You do you, dude. We'll trust that you'll do quality work, whatever format it takes." So yeah, a lot of supportive comments, which I did very much appreciate. And then I actually started posting the shorts, and yeah, the comments were a little different, some of them anyway. "Shorts are BS, dude. Just saying. Not a short." Maybe it's supposed to be not a short? "Not a fan of Portrait. Love all your other videos, though. I see you trying at them shorts, Joe. I see you, dog. This ain't it, though. Keep at it." This one felt like an unfinished thought. "If shorts from this channel start popping in my feed every day, I'll have to unsubscribe because they take space away from content that I might have been interested in. Too many shorts, Joe. Cluttering out my sub page with these." I feel like I should point out that this was the second short that I had posted. And it's already too many. Here's a guy straight up unsubscribing, says, "I don't like shorts. They belong on TikTok because this is YouTube. And they see something vertically filmed. I find this offensive and it clutters my feed. I was subscribed for years, but will unsub to purge the shorts from my feed. Bye. YouTube Shorts. And then there's a bunch of people that have very strong opinions about all this. To be fair, one of the more heartwarming things about that was I was getting some comments like that where people were very angry and critical, but I also got a lot of people responding to those comments and defending me and saying, you know, he did a community post about this, he's just doing a test. Chill the heck out, dude. So that was nice. That was heartwarming. And for anybody who participated in defending me, I appreciate that. I also got a lot of people in social media and sending me messages and even emails that were upset about the shorts thing. And usually whenever I explained it to them, just said like, it's just a test. I'm just doing this for a month. Just bear with me. Usually they kind of came back and were like, well, all right, cool. I had a few people that were like, well, I'm going to have to unsubscribe and then come back in October then, because they just could not deal with having shorts in their feed. So one thing that I could comment on, and this is kind of challenging for me to show here, but for anybody who gets into the dashboard, who's a YouTuber and understands like how this stuff works, they have this thing over here where you see the ranking by views. And this has become something that I use when I first post a video. I kind of like pull up. It's a quick way. Some people hate it, but I kind of like it because it's a quick way to kind of determine how a video is performing like right off the bat, because it shows like how it's performing versus the last 10 videos immediately. So I can see within a couple of hours if it's a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. It's like, okay, let's change up the title. Let's play with the thumbnail. Let's try to do something to fix it. It's an easy, useful metric from me anyway. So posting the shorts kind of messed with this whole system because they do get included. As you can see, they're like way down here because they don't perform as well as the others, but they do get included in this list, but they also don't. Like if you go on your phone, it'll break out the shorts and the full videos, but here on the desktop, it doesn't. So if a short video came out the same day as a main video, a regular video, say on a Monday, it would kill this whole latest video performance thing, and I couldn't tell how it was performing anymore. Now, another thing that needs to be talked about is the layout on the YouTube homepage. I found that people's experience or opinion of shorts changed depending on how they use YouTube. If you usually go by your home screen, which is very algorithmic based, it's actually a decent experience. If you go into your subscriptions, it is not. Allow me to demonstrate. So this is the home screen, right? When you scroll down, it has shorts broken out right here, and you can hover over them and they'll play, and you can click on them. They'll open up. I don't know who this person is, but no, it's the SciShow. Okay. But it breaks it out like that. It's separate. It's separated. You go into the subscriptions tab, and they're kind of just mixed in with everything else. And they're not formatted the same way. When you're on your home screen, they at least are like formatted in that vertical format. It's because it's broken out from everything else. It kind of works that way. But again, you go to the subscriptions, it's just kind of in there mixed in with everything else. And it's got that vertical, clipped out thing going on because, that's just the way they decided to do it. It doesn't look good to me, and it does kind of throw off the experience of being in a subscriptions tab. And here's why that is a problem. Because if the subscriptions experience, being on the subscriptions tab experience, is not as good of an experience as being on the home screen, people are going to go to the home screen. Well, the home screen is the algorithm. That's the algorithm pointing you toward things. Whereas being on the subscription tab is like the stuff that you want to see. So fewer people are looking at your videos in the subscriptions tab because they're going to the home screen, and you are more at the mercy of the algorithm than you would be for the people who go and look at the subscriptions tab. So is that a good thing or a bad thing? Argument that it's a good thing because you want people to be able to discover your content, and if they aren't subscribed to you, the only way that they're going to see you is going to the home screen and the algorithm showing it to you. And the bad argument is that people are less likely to see your video if they're subscribed to you by going to your home screen or their home screen than going to their subscriptions tab. You want your subscribers to be able to see your videos. And a few people had reached out to me that were complaining about the shorts thing, and they said that I was spamming. And that kind of confused me at first because I was like, how is that spamming? And then I kind of got into the subscriptions tab and I realized that, it does kind of feel like spamming a little bit. I think I get it. Honestly, it feels like YouTube still doesn't know exactly what they want shorts to be. As much as they keep doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on shorts, they still haven't quite figured out the best way to integrate it. And that can be frustrating. But the big question is, what we're all here for is to find out how this worked, how well it performed. 30 days of posting these shorts that were reconstituted from my regular videos. How did they do? What did it do to the analytics? Let's take a look. So the views did tick slightly up. You can kind of see it here in the analytics. Just so you can kind of tell right here. This is about where it started. So real quick, at the very beginning of the month, I posted the Limnic eruptions video, which just did really well. I clickbaited it to within an inch of its life, so it did really well. You're going to see a big bump right here on all the analytics. But if you extend this out to weekly, again, you can see it bumped up a little bit here. Like up here, these are better performing than the month previous, so that's good. Being that these are shorts, though, the watch time, which is also an important metric, didn't really go up at all. It kind of stayed flat. Again, you extend this out to weekly, you can see, not really an improvement over the month before. In fact, it might have been a little bit of a decrease. A little bit of a decrease from the month before. But the big one is subscribers. That's the trend that I was trying to reverse in the first place. Let's take a look at that. Holy God. Okay, again, we had a big, huge day right there because that Limnic eruptions video came out. So you had a few days there where it kind of overperformed. But then it was just down. I mean, I only got 75 subscribers on September 12th. And it was hovering around 100, between 100 and 200 the entire month. Got a little bit of a bump here at the end where it got back up in the 500 person category. But that was like where it was normally. That was the average before. But as you can see, like the subscriber numbers have been all over the place all year. Just up and down. Like this one actually got a whole 1,500 almost subscribers. The day before it was half that. So it's been very volatile this year. But as you can see, like as soon as I started posting these shorts, the subscriber numbers just absolutely plummeted. Extended out weekly, you can see it's even worse. When you look monthly throughout the whole year, somehow I got less subscribers in April, but it was the second worst so far. It's the second worst performing month of the entire year. And also, just for context, I was talking about in the previous month, I was getting about 500 a day. In 2021, before this year, a 500 subscriber day was awful. Like it would ruin my day if it was around 500. It was usually between 800 and 1,000. 1,500 was a really good day, but 500 was a horrible day. And this year, 500 has become like a decent day. my immediate thought was that maybe a whole bunch of people were unsubscribing because of the shorts. I definitely was getting a lot of messages from people saying how much they didn't like them and that they were going to unsubscribe. So I decided, you can pull up the number of subscribers lost versus subscribers gained, see what happened there. So going back to this chart, this is the number of subscribers. You can see it kind of went down right there. This is going back over 3 months again. So when you add subscribers lost, so that's in green. As you can see, it's maybe ticked up a little bit. Here, let me, there you go. So these are the subscribers lost. These are the number of people unsubscribing from the channel. So as you can see, maybe it's ticked up some. Take a look at it weekly. It's maybe ticked up a little bit. But we're looking at like 1931 versus 13,500. So it's gone up a few hundred each week, right? You go back to daily here, but if you pull up the number of subscribers gained, you can see that the number of lost subscribers maybe ticks up a little bit, but it's the number of new subscribers that just goes way down. It's actually below the number of subscribers being gained or being lost each day. I mean, again, you look at it weekly, and right there, it's pretty much even. This was the day that I posted that Limnic Eruptions video, which did really well, or that was the week that happened. But then it just goes down here. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know why posting more shorts would have led to fewer subscribers. Again, I could totally understand if the number of lost subscribers went up because people don't like shorts or something. I don't know why it limited the number of new subscribers that would come in. Now, what I thought I would see, or what I was hoping I would see, would be at least one of these 30 shorts, former TikToks, would maybe take off, because I'd heard some stories about that from people that are like, okay, well, I tried some shorts and one of them got millions of views and it got whatever. So I was hoping at least one of these 30 would perform really well. And there's really only a couple that did do anything worth saying anything about. And in fact, when I look at the views by content over the last 28 days, the top one is this one, which is an actual short. It's what's the sketchiest looking thing on your desk that's not sketchy. It got 406,000 views. That's pretty substantial. The next one up was a kind of a biomimicry episode or a clip where I was talking about how they're using whale fins to make wind turbines better. But it's got 205,000. Below that, you got one about nuclear processing. It's 143. Below that is one about Neil Armstrong at 120. And you can see it kind of goes down from there. Most of them were averaging between, I'll say, 20 and 40,000. Yeah, the lowest ranking one's about 17,000. But if there's a lesson to be learned here, what did this number one top short, what was it like? How was that different? What was different about it? Well, let's take a look. I'll go first. Got random crap, headphones. There's about 1,000 cups over here. Nothing really all that crazy. And then you get to the hell. This is not what it looks like. You don't need to watch the whole thing. What's different about this one is that it wasn't clipped out of a larger video. This was an actual TikTok that I had recorded and posted on TikTok for TikTok. So I posted 30 shorts, all of them except for this one. That's a great freeze frame, by the way. All of them except for this one were clipped from larger videos. This one was actually shot specifically as a short on TikTok. And it's got 470,000 views. So, what did I learn from this? What am I walking away with? Well, I guess what I learned was that if I'm going to do shorts and if I'm going to do TikTok, they need to be originally shot videos for that format, for that type of content, and not just pull things out of my regular videos. That was a decision that made sense at the time. It was something that wasn't going to really interrupt the flow of the rest of my work. It was something that could just kind of happen in the background. And for the record, on TikTok, I've got maybe like 41,000, 42,000 followers on there. Most of them are people who just found it, knew my main channel on YouTube, and were like, oh, this guy's on TikTok, and they started following me there. So moving forward, the next experiment, I guess, would be I'm not going to post daily. I don't think that helped anything. I think I will continue to post shorts once or twice a week, and they're going to be originally shot shorts. They're not going to be things that were clipped out of old videos. And the same thing on TikTok. Basically, I'm going to be like recording my videos, and then as part of the recording process, I'll whip out the old phone and shoot some short content that is related to the video. Maybe some interesting facts that I found while researching the video, or some tiny part of the video. Maybe something got cut out for time or whatever. But little short snippets of things that are related to the videos, but stand on their own and are recorded originally for shorts and TikTok. What I learned is that just posting shorts is not a panacea. It's not something that fixes everything. You've got to actually put a little bit of work into them. You can't just like throw them out there. But I'm still not sure what the deal was with the subscribers. I would love to get some feedback from some people at YouTube on that and find out what the deal is there. And look, again, I'm going to go ahead and sort of embrace the shorts thing, or at least test out this new theory that if you do like original stuff, maybe it'll work better, because the one original that I posted actually did pretty well. But I think it's just where we are right now in the content sphere, is that you kind of have to play in three different sandboxes. You got to play in short, medium, and long form content. Short format being TikTok type stuff, 1 to 3 minutes long. Medium form content is the kind of stuff that I'm typically doing, like 15, 20 minutes long, maybe 10 to 20 minutes long. And then the long form content would be like the podcasts that I do, like hour-long interviews and big deep dives, that kind of thing. I feel like you kind of have to play in all three sandboxes at this point. I would love it if that changed. I would love it if I didn't have to deal with short content and stuff like that, if I could just make the videos that I want to make. But as I've seen this year, like, stuff is changing, and I need to adapt and change along with it so that this remains relevant for at least a few more years. I don't want to have to go back to working in an office again. So yeah, I don't think there's anything that I'm leaving out here. It's been an interesting experiment, and it was interesting to kind of like remove myself emotionally from the performance of the channel. Like, normally it's if I have a bad month or a bad week or something, it's like, no, everything's wilting and falling apart. But this was like, oh, okay, I'm running an experiment, and that's the data from the experiment. So I'm just not going to take it personally. And maybe that's how I need to sort of approach things moving forward in that sense, you know. Try not to get so emotional about it. Just kind of see what you can learn. Try new things. That's something that I am going to try to do on the channel. But yeah, that's what happened. And for those who absolutely cannot stand shorts and just don't want anything to do with me, if that's all if I continue to post them, I hate to tell you, but I'm going to keep posting shorts, but they're not going to be the same kind of shorts that I was posting. They won't be spammy. They won't be coming out constantly. They aren't going to be like desperate to get you to go click and watch the actual video like these others have been. Hopefully they will stand on their own. Hopefully they'll be interesting enough to watch. But yeah, if you have any takeaways from this, I would love to hear it, whether you are just a casual viewer or another YouTuber or somebody who works at YouTube. I would love to get some feedback on this and see what I did wrong, what I missed, how maybe my assumptions might have been incorrect, and maybe the way I did this didn't work out quite right. But yeah, that's what this is for. This is for feedback, and I appreciate any of it that I get. All right, cool. That's it. That's what I got to share. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys do well with yourselves throughout the day and tomorrow. What the hell does that mean? Oh, I don't know how to close videos. Cool. All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.